Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting installment of Talking Wrestling. And today, I am joined by,
Gregory Kramer.
Poor unboxings.
and I thought for the first topic, we'll talk about SummerSlam 2020. And starting with the match, first match of the night, and it was on the through the kickoff, Apollo Crews versus MVP for the United States Championship.
Now, I was at work during this match, and I didn't even watch it when I got home. I completely forgot that match even happened.
Yeah, same. I was working during SummerSlam. I watched it late.
Oh, all right. I texted you, and by our texting, you were on the same match I was on.
Yes.
I still can't believe that. That blows my mind.
And say, Apollo Crews versus MVP wasn't really that still of a match anyway, so.
I
So
saw the replay on Raw last night, so I was like, all right.
say it wasn't. I'd say it wasn't. It was a okay match. If I had to put a letter grade on it, it'd probably be like a C minus, D plus, maybe.
Yeah, I would say that too if I watched the match. So I can't really talk about that. So
then the first match on the actual card or actual show is for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Is the champion Bayley versus Asuka.
I knew Bayley was going to win this, so I just skipped it.
It was all right. It was all right match. Little boring in the beginning, but while the match continued, it was pretty good.
What would you put? What letter grade would you put on it?
A D.
Same here.
Next match is the Street Profits of Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford for the Raw Tag Team Champions versus Andrade and Angel Garza for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
Now, if you saw my predictions video with Relax and Ghost, I said Angel Garza was going to win and Andrade was going to win this match. So I was pretty disappointed.
Time to get some new tag partners. It's the same match over and over again. 1 minute they win, and the next day the other tag team wins. So it was a very boring match.
Yeah, I had to agree with that. It's boring match. And if I had to put a letter grade on it, and it'd probably be a D minus to a F.
Yeah, an F.
An F. Yep.
Next match, which I expected the victor was going to be to begin with, is Mandy Rhodes versus Sonya Deville.
No.
And it was it was changed from a hair versus hair match to a no disqualification WWE loser league loser leads WWE match.
Yep.
That was a pretty interesting match. I thought it was going to be boring, but I really enjoyed it a lot.
Yep, I did too.
And say, like Patrick and I was talking about last night on his video, why couldn't they just kept the hair versus hair match? Just added the loser leaves to it.
Well, I think Sonya's going to be in court. That's why they changed it. Because the stalker.
Yeah, but they could have at least gave a good reason why they didn't do the hair versus hair for the storyline.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with Donnie 100%. Like, why why do that if you're not gonna like? Because I was very excited for that match. I was very excited for that match going in.
And see, I realized the whole Stalker fan was last minute, but they could have came up with a better way to do it, or to change the stipulation than what they did.
Yeah.
And say for the match itself, I thought it was great, and if I had to give a letter grade for it, I would have to give it a C+.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yep.
Next match, a no disqualification match as well. It was Seth Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio.
That match had gold all over it.
I was pretty shocked with Dominic. He was rare. Great job. In the first time in the wrestling ring, I was impressed.
And Seth, well, really, kind of Seth Rollins paying homage, paying respect to probably Eddie Guerrero in this match.
Actually, Ray himself, because he was because if you remember from Halloween Havoc 1997, that was the attire that Ray was wearing.
Yep.
Yes.
Michael Cole actually mentioned it during the match. And say for Dominic Mysterio, I was more impressed with than what I actually figured he would what he was going to do actually, being for his first time. And just for separately for Dominic Mysterio, I would have to give him a A+ as for his performance. For the match itself, I would have to give a B+.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
And the next match, it's Asuka going for the Raw Women's title against Sasha Banks. And of course, Asuka beat Sasha Banks in this match for the Raw Women's title.
You know, I didn't watch the thing on Raw last night because I just didn't care, and I knew Asuka was going to retain, so I just skipped that match tonight.
That was an alright match last night, but I knew Asuka was going to win something. I didn't know what spell. You can't have both of them. It would be kind of dumb with the both women's title.
And say, for me, I just think the ending of the SummerSlam match between Asuka and Sasha was kind of stupid, because if you look at it, when Asuka has the Asuka lock on Sasha, she was rocking Sasha back and forth while Sasha's hand was up in the air. How in the world would the referee know if Sasha was tapping since Asuka was rocking Sasha back and forth?
Yup.
And to me, since that was more of a ground-based submission, Sasha should have to hit the mat for it to be the official tap.
Yeah.
Not be up in the air. Now, if it was like the rack attack, I can understand, but not a ground-based submission.
Yep.
But for the match itself, if I had to give a letter grade, it'd probably be a C-.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the next match for the WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton.
This really surprised me because you had him knocking out legends left and right, starting with Edge, Christian, Big Show, then Ric Flair,
then Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
And Shawn Michaels. I keep forgetting that happened, but yeah, I really thought Orton was going to take the title.
Well, there was rumors that he was going to because they want him to face Edge for the title sometime next year.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yep. Me too.
But I don't. Quite honestly, I don't think it's. I think it's a little bit too early for Randy to get the championship if they want him to face Edge next year.
Yeah.
So if they want him to win the championship and face Edge, then I say like Royal Rumble, they should have him win the championship.
Yeah, but what do you think the next challenge will be for Drew McIntyre?
I say, knowing way it was on Raw last night, it would have to be Randy Orton.
Yeah.
And another thing that happened on Raw that happened because we talked about it in my video. Let's talk about that little Chris Benoit accident.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Instagram.
Actually, we're going to get into that a little bit later, so let's put a pause on that.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and go into the last match. Well, before we do that, the letter grade for the W Championship match, I would have to give it a C+ for everything, for the whole match. What about you guys?
Yeah. Same.
Yep. C+, probably B-.
The main event is for the Universal title, and it's between the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and Braun Strowman.
And why would you not have the Fiend win at SummerSlam a year later when he made his debut? So
Yeah.
that was planned for me to have that win because he was dominant going in here. You have Alexa Bliss do stuff with Braun, but the Extreme Rules match was not all that great.
Yeah, it was a little boring. Maybe it was a little late for me to watch, but it was nothing like kept my attention.
Yep.
Say 100% agreed. If I had to put a letter grade on it, it'd probably be a D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But going into the next topic, which is the Thunderdome. But first off, what's your initial thoughts of the actual Thunderdome itself?
It looks great. They have now pyro and stuff, and I'm like, wow, WWE at least is trying. They're not in the Performance Center anymore, and I'm giving them a lot of credit.
Would you agree on that point, Patrick?
Yeah, they're kind of going back to normal, kind of, but not really back to normal. Hey, but you have fans.
Yeah.
And say, but the problem is which Patrick kind of mentioned this, is the fans is trying to sneak in some images or actual stuff into the camera when they're not actually doing it, or without WWE knowing, I should say, like the Chris Benoit.
Right.
Do you guys watch this guy on YouTube? Let me type in his thing real quick.
And say they had not only Chris, they had another Chris Benoit picture. They had Mario. They had a Pikachu. They had a teddy bear. They had they even had someone even dressed up as a KKK member.
So do you guys watch this Wrestling Days?
I do.
I heard. I follow him on Twitter.
Did you guys see his latest video this morning?
I seen it last night when he posted it.
When someone was filming an execution.
Yeah, I seen that.
Like, what are these people doing? You're on live TV. You're supposed to be like, oh, hi, I'm here. You're not shooting someone in the face. Come on, people.
So that was actually during the main event of Raw last night. So, but the Thunderdome is supposed to be designed for the fans to see your face, not you to show pictures of or either show like a Pikachu or a teddy bear or Mario
Or a dead wrestler.
Or a dead wrestler or a execution. You're supposed to see your face, not some bullshit. Now it was fine. It was kind of funny when it was like a Pikachu or Mario or teddy bear on SmackDown, but uh, time goes on, just kind of bullshit.
And they're gonna do like I have a question for both of you. Do you have to pay to get into this?
No, it's free.
You have to sign up.
Okay.
I signed up last night, but I didn't get it.
You actually have to go to www.wwethunderdome.com to register to vote for the next Thunderdome days in advance. Then go on and like an hour before the show, and then of course you'll be able to get on see yourself on TV.
And well, that's a good thing you don't have to pay, because who wants to see a stupid Mario on TV that you actually paid for if you had to pay for this?
Yeah.
So that's just real stupid. And me and Donnie talked about this on my channel. They're just gonna bring in. What shirt are you wearing, Donnie?
Owen Hart.
They're just gonna bring in a picture of that.
And say, or of the actual person, just like they did with Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
And say, go ahead.
And when I was watching Raw, after the picture, I didn't see Chris Benoit on WWE Thunderdome ever again. After that promo with Drew McIntyre, I never saw him again.
Me either.
Actually, there was one other picture of that, or of him doing that, and actually, you can see it right there.
I see it a little bit. There it is.
Oh. Okay. So
I'm not sure when that was, but but there was a second picture of Chris, as you've seen, but that's the only two times that someone brought that up. But I can see the Thunderdome kind of going out and eventually because of that type of bullshit.
Yeah.
Say if they want to continue with all the LEDs, I can see them continue with that, just using for people's their entrances and all that. But I don't see them bring in the virtual fans.
No. But
say me and Patrick actually talked about this next topic a little bit on his video, but that's Payback being just 1 week after SummerSlam without any build.
Oh, Donnie, you mean this stupid pay-per-view right here?
Yeah, Payback.
Yeah. I thought that was so, really? I know. I was like, am I hearing this right? Payback 1 week away. And I'm like, no matches are announced. Nothing.
Oh.
4?
Yep. There's 4 matches announced. You have Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Shayna Baszler and everyone's favorite wrestler, Nia Jax.
And that was just announced last night on Raw.
Right.
You have this powerful wrestler and Shayna Baszler, but you're teaming her with what's her name again? Nia Jax.
And they've been feuding for how long?
Yeah.
I don't know.
like a month now. Why would you put them together when you haven't been having them feud against each other for like a month now? How does that make any sense?
Who knows?
And then another match for Payback is Randy Orton versus Keith Lee, kind of a rematch from last night.
Yeah.
First off, why was I'm watching the Randy Orton versus Keith Lee match, and then I know Drew McIntyre is back in the back getting worked on, but what happened to him? Like to get into the ambulance?
He got kicked in the head.
Yeah, 3 times. I get that, but yeah.
Really, they should have more of a build. That's why I said before they need to narrow the pay-per-views down to 6 per year so they can have at least a 2-month build.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Greg. Me and Donnie were talking about this yesterday, but there was a certain person that returned on Sunday.
Oh, I know this person.
Everyone knows this person. And what the hell did he do to get a title shot?
I don't know.
Oh, right. He was sitting on this bed, watching the WWE Network at home. And then he comes back and spears Bray Wyatt, and then gets a title shot in a triple threat, no holds barred. First of all, triple threat matches are no holds barred anyway.
Yeah.
You won't need to build it as no holds barred if it's already that way anyway.
Yep.
Say, like I said, for the build wise, why have it, especially 1 week after it, but why even have it a month after it? There's not that much build even with a month for the next pay-per-view.
Now, going back to the Roman Reigns accident, like, what was it, in like January when like a bunch of stuff was falling on him?
Oh, Rowan was a part of that.
Yep. Where did that match go? Nowhere.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the Universal Champion, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Now, again, me and Donnie talked about this, but let's go back, Greg, to 2014, the era of Wyatt.
Right.
Let's talk about WrestleMania 30. Now, what are your thoughts about this? You could have had the best thing, Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker, and then Brock Lesnar versus Cena. You have this big match lined up. Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. Bray Wyatt wins. The streak is over. You have Bray Wyatt. You have Cena defeating Brock Lesnar. Then you have Bray Wyatt defeating John Cena. So let's just say Bray Wyatt defeated Undertaker, and then they run this whole storyline like they did with Brock, but with Bray Wyatt.
Good idea.
And say it didn't make no sense to have Bray Wyatt to face Undertaker 1 year later. They could have just had him face at 30 and have him defeat him. It's kind of pointless.
The Undertaker seriously has the whole world in his hands.
Yeah.
And then retires. Wait, when did that happen? Oh yeah, on the WWE Network. Donnie, I have a little surprise for you. It is called. Let let me get this. I have so many DVDs. It is called this Survivor Series 2015. What does this say right here? 25th anniversary, right?
Yep.
Yes.
25. Dude, this was 5 years ago. He's leaning up to his 30th year. So, Vince, if you're hearing me, which I know you're not because you're 70 whatever. Why not retire him at Survivor Series? Just a thought, man. Just a thought. Although Vince McMahon never listens to the fans anyway.
No, he doesn't.
And so the only person that actually listens to the fans is, as CM Punk referred to him, as his Vince's idiotic son-in-law.
Oh, Triple H.
His idiotic daughter and his doofus son-in-law.
Yep.
Yeah, so here, Greg. Here are the matches.
Yeah, I remember this. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in my little notes, I have Keith Lee going to Raw. First of all, Keith Lee will get ruined on Raw.
And say, I knew he would get ruined when I seen that when I was watching SummerSlam. Because like I told Patrick during the video, Triple H builds them up, Vince McMahon destroys them.
Yep. Unless you're muscly and Vince likes you.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar.
True.
Don't get me started on Brock Lesnar again. You know how I was, Patrick.
Let's talk about this big man. He goes by the name OTIS, Mr.
Otis.
Money, Mr. Money in the Fail. Otis.
Greg?
He's a good entertainer, but he's not ready to hold the Money in the Bank.
And first of all, I even forgot he was Mr. Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Say they're not even really using Otis out there, or at least on TV. And say he won the briefcase by AJ Styles dropping the briefcase in his hands.
Yeah.
Yep.
Say, what the fuck? They could have, if they wanted Otis, he could have climbed the ladder and got it down himself.
Yep.
And plus, like Duhop said on his reactions video for SummerSlam,
Oh, I didn't see that.
He said that the perfect time for him to cash in was when the Fiend was down and he after Roman Reigns speared his ass.
Yeah.
And where was he? Where was he during that time? Standing back in the back,
protecting Mandy Rose, eating Titus's apple pie.
That would have been the perfect time when the Fiend Bray Wyatt was down. He was just sitting back in the back and catering.
Yep, so stupid.
But the next topic that I have here, kind of which the next few is about the same person in a way. AJ Styles, or it's been rumored that AJ Styles has challenged The Undertaker to a loser leave WWE match.
I did hear about that.
Me too. From
What's your thought?
JD from New York. So
What's your thoughts about it?
I think they could have it at Survivor Series, just like I said, and this would be his last match.
Greg?
Yeah. They should have a regular match, not a boneyard match. Just a regular one-on-one match.
Yup.
Me, I think Undertaker should win his last match. So therefore, yes. So therefore, he would have to lose that match. And plus, the Buried Alive match, at least in my opinion, was so good that that's the match that Undertaker should want to end his career on.
Yup.
But unless you guys have something to add on that, we can go to the next topic.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay. The next topic I have is, besides the obvious, what are some of the inductors that you would like to see Undertaker or when the Undertaker goes into the Hall of Fame? Meaning the obvious would be like Kane.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Say, what are some of the others that you think that could induct Undertaker into the Hall of Fame besides Kane?
Shawn Michaels.
Bruce Pritchard.
Maybe Bruce Pritchard, which because he was his first manager, but he wasn't really that big of being known as Undertaker's manager.
Well, if this didn't happen back in 2014, probably Paul Bearer, but we know he's passed on.
Actually, that was 2013.
That's right.
Because if you remember, they used that Paul Bearer within the WrestleMania storyline build for WrestleMania 29. And that was WrestleMania 29 was in 2013.
Yup. One of the worst manias there's been.
And say, for me, I can see Triple H also induct him into the Hall of Fame. Because if you think of some of the greatest rivalries that Undertaker had, you have to think Kane, Shawn Michaels, and of course Triple H. And of course, the greatest or the manager that he had, if he was alive, Paul Bearer.
Yeah.
Yup.
What do you guys think would have happened if Undertaker and Triple H both jumped ship to WCW during the Monday Night War?
There wouldn't be any WWE left.
Yeah, WWE would be out of business, or it would be like a watered down of WCW in the late 2000s.
Agreed. What do you guys think about Eric Bischoff challenging Vince McMahon in the 90s?
Very interesting. He knew Vince was not going to come, but I heard in one of the WWE's DVD or a shoot interview he was going to come, but someone talked him out of it.
Well, actually, Eric was expecting him to show up because Hulk Hogan actually told Eric that he'll actually show up.
Yeah.
But that's coming from Eric himself.
Yup.
What's your thoughts about Bret Hart being in the WCW?
He didn't need to be in WCW.
Say, Vince said the best line to Bret Hart. They won't know how to use you.
Yeah, and he was right.
Say, you can have the money, but you can't. But they won't know how to use you. And he was 100% right.
Yep.
But to quote Tommy from Wrestle Rampage, he just did it for the money.
True.
And to quote Dan the Beast, what are you doing with Bret Hart?
And say, even Tommy mentioned this. What they should have done was brought him in right after the Montreal screw job. But no,
Yep.
you waited a whole entire month and brought him in to be a special guest referee in the match in between Eric Bischoff and Larry Zbyszko.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on David Arquette winning the WCW World Heavyweight Championship?
No comment.
Nope.
Same. Which version of Sting do you prefer, Surfer or Crow?
The Crow.
Crow.
Any reasons why?
It was never done before in wrestling history. Yeah, he was trying to be like the Undertaker, but
Mm-hmm.
it was never done before.
I think he called the Undertaker out on Twitter talking about his motorcycle or something.
Say, to Greg's point, yeah, the Crow's character was similar to the Undertaker's, but he was trying to be different than the Undertaker's character as well.
Yeah.
And say, for the next topic here, as you both know, they brought back ECW, or WWE brought their own version of ECW in 2006, and eventually would and then eventually would take that out and bring into the competition version of NXT. Do you think today's NXT would have happened if we didn't have ECW?
No, absolutely not.
Nope.
If we didn't have that great match with Rob Van Dam versus John Cena at ECW one last, I forgot the name already. I think it was ECW One Last Stand.
One night stand.
One night stand. Man, do I need coffee again?
What do you think would have happened if Cody Rhodes never left WWE in 2016?
There would be no AEW.
And he would have won an actual world title.
Possibility he would have won. And I will agree that most likely wouldn't be no AEW, but I think that Tony Khan still would have tried, but I don't think he would have been as successful as he is without Cody Rhodes.
Oh yeah.
Who are some of the legends who has not been in Hall of Fame or inducted into the Hall of Fame yet? You think that deserves it?
There's so many, so I can't say.
Well, on your shirt,
Owen Hart. Yeah, I will agree, but the problem is with Owen is Martha. It's she has a grudge against WWE for which I 100% agree with. She feels like they killed her husband.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he is in multiple Hall of Fames, and I will settle for that. I just wish they would. There could be like some type of tribute show, not related to WWE or any other promotion. for Owen, so fans could be like celebrating his career.
Let's say that the Chris Benoit tragedy never happened. Would he already be in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely.
Yes, he would definitely be in there. And might as well go ahead and get into this topic anyway, since you already brought it up. Why put Jimmy Snuka in the Hall of Fame, which proven guilty of murdering his girlfriend, but if you're not going to put in Chris Benoit?
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
So you might as well put in Chris if you're going to put in Jimmy Snuka.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
They put in Scott Hall and he killed a person.
Let's see.
But
That was
Scott.
WP.
Yes, but he didn't actually mean to kill the person.
The guy was trying to kill him.
Yeah, that was out of self-defense, though.
Sure.
You can ignore that because it was self-defense.
Yeah.
Let's talk about people who should not be in the Hall of Fame. Here's one. Well, besides what he did for WrestleMania 1 and 2 and whatever, Donald Trump should not be in the Hall of Fame.
I know he's our president, but you're absolutely right. He only was in one WrestleMania.
And what did Arnold Schwarzenegger do?
Nothing.
Besides punch
Triple
Triple H in the face.
The only thing I can think of that he's done was punch Triple H in the face. Say celebrities should not be into a wrestling Hall of Fame.
It's going to make the show longer, and they like to talk, and that's 10, 15, 20 minutes.
I watched WrestleMania 29's Hall of Fame. I think Mick Foley talked for about 30 minutes. I'm like saying, come on, man.
That was like DDP, the one.
I think who should induct Taker is probably Mick Foley.
Yes.
And really, the Warrior War shouldn't even be part of the Wrestling Hall of Fame.
And Ultimate Warrior was bad with the company so many years.
And the only one I can think of that deserves to be into the Hall of Fame, which WWE should have listened to him when he was live, and that's Vader.
Yeah.
Vader deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and Vader was trying to get WWE to put him in the Hall of Fame, but wouldn't do it. And here he is dead, and still hasn't even put him in the Hall of Fame yet.
Oh.
Let's talk about this real quick. The man who will never win another WWE title, or is not going to in the near future, Mr. Raw Underground himself, Dolph Ziggler.
Unrealized. Had so much potential, and WWE just wants to misuse him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And since you already brought it up anyway, give your thoughts on Raw Underground itself.
It's stupid.
Yeah. They're trying to make it like a UFC kind of deal.
That's exactly what I said.
And they have to show it twice on Raw. They get for ratings. Show it once and that's it.
First of all, when Shane McMahon came back, I thought it was going to be like, and we'll get into this, a Raw GM.
Yeah.
Not Raw Underground. I've never even heard of such a bad term.
When I thought of Shane McMahon returning, I thought he was going to announce authority figure that authority figures is going to be coming back.
Yeah.
and he either he's going to do it himself or he's going to announce somebody going to be authority as an authority figure for Raw.
Yup.
Set up this fucking Raw Underground.
Yup.
And kind of sticking with the Raw Underground, the Hurt Business.
Ah, stupid.
You have so much. Well, actually, no. Yeah.
Say it'd be MVP, Bob Trashley, as what I like to call him,
Yep.
and then Shelton Benjamin.
Stupid.
And say what I think of what they're trying to do is trying to make the Hurt Business being similar to the Nation of the Domination.
True.
They're being similar to the Nation.
Here we go. Really? You have Mark Henry being on Raw? A guy that I met last year doing an arm wrestling match?
Yeah.
Completely stupid.
Hey, well, at least he's in the Hall of Fame for not being stupid.
I actually ignored the arm wrestling thing last night. I didn't even watch the dang thing.
I did too.
And say, going to the this topic, unless you have anything else to add about the Hurt Business.
Nope.
There's a new or there's a rumor been going around for a long time for a Bray Wyatt stable. So what are your thoughts, and who do you think is could be a potential members of the stable?
Alexa Bliss.
Yep.
Me, I think Braun Strowman could be.
Who's a really good heel right now besides Orton? And can you think of anybody?
No.
Nope.
Nope. So it's just going to be Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, and Alexa Bliss. Oh, that's going to be great.
Well, Alexa Bliss was Sister Abigail.
Yep.
They kind of teased it during the SWAT fight during the horror show at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, that was a horror show to watch. So they got that right. And let's talk about, finally, we are going back to TV 14.
Great. People were begging for it, but now they have it back.
They agreed. It's just with TV 14, you need a little bit more edgier product within. WWE doesn't have a edgier product right now. Not a complete edgier product anyway.
Yep.
And say, which one do you prefer, and if you have any other thoughts about it, nameplates and side plates? What's your thoughts and opinions on it?
They should bring nameplates
Yeah.
back.
Like back in the day.
And say, if you think about it with the side plates too, it's the modern era side plates or nameplates. It's just it's just not the WWE or anyone else doesn't prefer the actual name on the championships. They just prefer their logos to be on there. Say even AEW doesn't even have a nameplate on their championship. They just to say it. They don't even have the side plates on there.
Nope.
But honestly, I prefer at least the side plates over nothing at all in the championships.
Yeah.
what was your initial thoughts of Becky Lynch getting pregnant while being the Raw Women's Champion?
Completely proud. Well, it didn't destroy her career, but still.
Quite honestly, I understand she wants to be a mother, but I understand that 100%. But what she should have done was discussed it with Seth, since he was all right with it. Went up to to the higher ups and said, "I want to give up the championship," and ask for vacation, and then they can start trying to have it to become parents.
Or give the title up, like they did with Batista in 2006 or 7. Do it like that.
Because what they could do is have her have a match, fake an injury, and then have to.
Yeah.
And say, sticking with Becky Lynch, because of the whole thing with Sonya Deville, do you think she has the right to be scared and being private from the fans?
Yeah, if she wants to be private, but
say she wants to be private and not be on camera or be on social media because of her not only her safety and well-being, but the safety and well-being of her unborn child.
True.
Which I completely understand. Just kind of going back to her being champion, she should have not been champion when she was trying to become a mother, trying to become a mother.
Yeah.
Yup.
What do you guys think of Samoa Joe on commentary?
I don't get it. Or is he like with an injury?
Yeah, he's with an injury.
What about you, Greg? What's your thoughts on him being on commentary?
He's a great talker on the mic, so I like him, but I don't know, a lot of people don't.
I had to agree. He is a great talker. It's just I prefer Joe to be in the ring, not on commentary.
True.
For right now, anyway. What do you guys think of the King of the Ring tournament? Because for my opinion, it really didn't do anything for that many people's career.
No, I mean, what did he do for King Bear's career?
Nothing.
What did it do for Sheamus's career?
Nothing. There's only one person I can think of it helped. Booker T.
Well, and it kind of helped Brock. I mean, you're not your favorite wrestler, Donnie, but Brock Lesnar probably.
If you're talking about back in the day, yeah. But the current, nothing.
And say King of the Ring is pointless because if you won the King of the Ring tournament and got a championship match out of it in every tournament, then at least you get something out of it.
Yeah, just a crown of that.
The only tournament that happened was with, as bad as I hate to say his name, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So, going to the next topic, a while back, there was rumors of John Bradshaw Layfield bullying people backstage. One, do you think this is actually true? And two, if so, what's your thoughts on it?
I believe that. I could see it all over his face. He's a bully.
Say me, I don't think it's true at all. Because he seems like he would be a great guy in real life. So why? I don't see why people would want to say he's a bully when he's not a bully. I think it just depends on his way he acts as well.
Yeah.
Say, sometimes your personality can come off that you're a bully.
Yeah.
Yep.
Say, there's been going to the next topic. There's been rumors going on for years with CM Punk. What's your thoughts on these rumors?
I heard the same rumors. At first, I'm like, yeah, he's coming back. He's not coming back.
I seriously thought they were gonna do the storyline with the Miz over Twitter.
And say, I do believe CM Punk could come back someday, but not anytime soon.
Yeah.
But if it is anytime soon, knowing that CM Punk said he's blocking the Retribution storyline, which I still want my money, WWE. I believe that he would be the leader for Retribution.
Yeah, exactly.
And say, if you've seen, which I'm sure you probably have, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson went to Impact and are trying to get AJ Styles to come to Impact Wrestling. What's your thoughts?
If they're trying, I would probably say yeah.
Say, I don't think AJ is going to leave WWE. I think it's been stated that AJ wants to end his career in WWE.
True.
Yep.
What do you think would have happened if Chris Benoit or the Chris Benoit tragedy never happened?
He would still be alive.
Say, yeah, he would be alive. I'm talking about like personally, and then business wise. What do you think would have happened?
He would be retired. He would make his own school, and he wouldn't be blackmailed.
And along with he would have been.
And his kid would start wrestling in it.
Say, and he would have been in the WWE Hall of Fame as well. And which kind of goes into the next topic anyway. But David Benoit would have started wrestling by now if Chris was alive. Because he is trying to get to become a wrestler. It's just taking him a while.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of the 24/7 championship?
That's stupid.
Agreed. Say, brought the 24/7 championship back to Mick Foley, which I thought he was bringing back the hardcore championship since Mick Foley was presenting it. I think everybody did. And say, plus they're when they had the hardcore championship having the 24/7 rules, they didn't suspend the rules during the hardcore championship match, like they're doing it with the 24/7 championship. So why do it now if they didn't do it back then?
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Katie Vick angle?
Who?
The Katie Vick angle.
Dumb.
This was 2002.
Yeah, I remember. It's before Pat's time, but I remember it.
What's your thoughts on it, Greg?
Stupid.
Here's one that you'll be able to both be able to answer. What are some of the pet peeves you have for wrestling DVDs?
My pet peeves?
Yeah, pet peeves for wrestling DVDs.
Inserts.
The digipacks.
I agree with both. And say with a lot of the digipacks too, they put a little flap there, but they don't put an insert with it. That's just pointless.
And the disc stack. If you want to watch one, you have to take all. If you want to watch the third disc of something, you got to take the first and second disc out.
Oh,
that's why I have like a paper towel folded and then lay like first disc on top of the paper towel, then the same thing with the second disc.
You're talking about this, Greg.
Yes, I'm talking about that.
Stupid.
The DVD freak hates that. He used to go on a rant with it, and he's like, I can't deal with it anymore.
Warner Brothers.
And that's another pet peeve I have. The Warner Brothers logo.
Yup.
Say, which I'm sure you know about this next one by now. The Rock has bought with a Redbird Capital the XFL for $15 million.
I did hear about that.
What's your thoughts?
I can't say because it's not around yet, but I think it's going to do good.
I don't think it's going to be good because, one, it didn't do that good in the first run in 2001, and two, they didn't really give, when they started to do the XFL the second time, they wasn't really given that much of a try because of the whole pandemic.
Yeah.
So, really, it ain't going to be that good for it, even if it's owned by a wrestler. Say it was owned by a wrestling promoter as in Vince McMahon, and he couldn't do nothing with it. So, why does The Rock think that he's going to do better with promotion than what Vince McMahon did?
True.
What's your idea or thoughts on the Saudi Arabia shows?
They're stupid.
Agreed.
They're trying to be better. They're trying to be bigger than WrestleMania. You can't.
100% agreed. What's your thoughts on the Bret Hart getting attacked at the 2019 Hall of Fame ceremony?
I was actually kind of scared for him. I'm like, oh no, this guy is attacking Bret Hart.
Like, if you could have seen my reaction, I seriously... Hold on a minute. I actually hopped on my chair screaming, actually. And I think the next day it was on the news. Like if it's that big, that man should be like arrested. Which he probably
killed.
Yep.
And say, if I was the judge, I would be the judge, jury, and executioner, and have this man killed for attacking someone like that during a natural broadcast like WWE Hall of Fame. And say, you don't buy a ticket just to attack somebody.
Yeah.
Because I knew, and say, if you know, which I don't think I will ever release this, there's one person I hate more than anything. I did not go to any event just for the potential, or being the potential that I know I could see this person, because I knew I would attack them.
Yeah.
And I was always thinking of long term. What will happen if I did attack them? Well, I'll be going to jail and prison.
True.
And now they're out of the WWE completely.
Yep.
Yeah, like didn't they get like a ban? Oh, first off, I didn't write this down, but let's talk about WWE signs in the crowd. Why would you write why would a person write something and then just get it torn up by security?
Yeah.
Well, they might not thought that they would get the sign tore up.
Yeah.
But the security shouldn't tear up the sign itself. They should have say, "Do not hold it up."
Yeah. Guys, I will be right back. You guys keep talking. I will be right back.
Say, while he's finishing up here, there, what do you think would have happened if WCW won the Monday Night War?
WWE would be out of business.
Yeah, they would have been out of business, just like WCW is now. But what do you think would have happened if if WWE did go out of business?
It would be WCW. It would be. That's a good question.
Me, I don't think they would be a major promotion because the way WCW was at that time, if WCW bought WWE just like WWE did with WCW, I don't think they would have been a major company right now.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
How would you book a New Day breakup when they eventually break up?
I would give a single title Biggie.
But how?
I would make Big turn on Covey and Wood.
That's how I would do this. Knowing that Kofi and Xavier is out right now, I would have a Big E saying that I done everything by myself and all of that, and then of course attack him right before he did that.
Yeah.
Like go back to the heel run.
Say, I think I'm not sure about the Big E heel run, but because he didn't really have much of a heel run anyway, because he was faced through the most of his career in WWE.
Yeah.
Because he was only heel for a short time. That was when he was with AJ Lee and Dolph Ziggler.
True.
Say, what was your initial thoughts on the Nexus?
A powerful group.
But
now you don't remember them.
I really thought that was going to be a dominant group. They have potential. And then John Cena screwed it all up.
Agreed. What do you think about the rumors of Hulk Hogan having one more match?
Too old.
Versus who? So stupid.
Do you think Triple H would eventually got to be the CEO as like he is now if he didn't marry into the McMahon family?
Nope. He wouldn't have won all those championships.
say I think he would have won all the championships, and I also think he would have eventually been the COO. It just would have took him longer.
Yeah.
That's next two. I'm not sure if Patrick can answer this or not, but what do you think of the Kane being unmasked for the first time?
Dumb.
Very dumb. I watched I watched leading up to the thing in 2004 on the network a couple months ago. So.
And say, I think it was a good time, or about time for him to do it, because he was masked up to that point, and everybody else was, or everybody was really tired of Kane being masked and everything else. Plus, it kind of helped him because he had more of a edgier character after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the thing with Edge and Matt Hardy with Taker in Taker in 2004, but the 2010 those matches were garbage.
Say, what do you think of the Brian Pillman gun angle?
Classic.
That I cannot answer.
That was a classic.
And say, yeah, it was a classic, but the problem was the USA Network.
Right, they got in trouble big time.
The USA Network did not like the Brian Pillman angle.
Yeah.
So I love that angle. It's just at the time I was scared of everything that was going on because of the gun.
Yeah.
Because knowing how young I was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm not, for this one here, I'm not expecting Patrick to answer this one, but Greg, what do you think of the WWE's post 9/11 show?
I'm glad they did the show. No one was really not doing nothing after 9/11. I respect that, but it was too soon to do a live one.
Well, actually, it wasn't completely live. It was a tape show, or I think it was a tape show. But Vince McMahon still wanted to do it. Just I'm not sure about the physical audience being in attendance.
Right.
I do think that what they should have done was having a empty arena and tape the show and give refunds.
Yes.
Do you think it was smart to have Backlash 2016 on 9/11? 2016?
No.
No, you could. No, you should have it like on the 12th or something, because I was in school. I was in history class on my phone, and I was just. Could you try again? Shut up, watch. I was in class scrolling through the matches, like, oh yeah, AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose. That's gonna be a fun match. But then I looked at the date. I said 9/11, and I just shrugged my head.
But they should have did it the week after or the week before.
Yep.
I say they should have done it like the week after. Because if they did it the week before, it would have been a little bit too soon to the previous pay-per-view.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the celebrities in matches?
Dumb.
Stupid.
Agreed.
Tyson Fury didn't do crap.
See, neither did like Jay Leno in WCW. He really didn't. He didn't really do nothing.
Yeah, he was in a wrestling ring and punched Eric Bischoff.
And say, to quote CM Punk, is that kind of okay for someone from like the basketball to be part of it, because at least they're athletes. But someone like Jay Leno to be part in a wrestling match is completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
What do you think of celebrity GMs?
Stupid.
Completely stupid. And say, celebrity GMs, I think they shouldn't be be GMs at all. If there's going to be a GM, I think there should be one set GM where everybody knows who it is, unlike the anonymous Raw General Manager.
Hornswoggle.
I love that storyline when Edge just flipped over the computer.
So we didn't know who the anonymous Raw General Manager was until they was about to get rid of him.
Yeah.
I seriously think if they were to bring CM Punk back, not for a match, at least make him like a GM or something.
I think he will be a great writer as well, because I think he has a great mind for the wrestling business, and plus he wants to change the wrestling business. So why not put him in to work with the writers?
Yeah.
Yup.
So what's your thoughts on the Great Khali?
No comment.
Going back to that terrible pay-per-view. I'm the world champion. No, you're not. You stupid idiot. It was Jinder Mahal.
Great Khali, completely stupid. He not even a good wrestler. So why even have him in there? Plus, he couldn't even move around that well. Not as well as like Undertaker or Kane or even Big Show. And I think Greg will agree on that, even though he said no comment.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Patrick, but what's your thoughts on the Finger Poke of Doom, Greg?
I'll be back soon, though.
Pointless. It was a pointless. It was not even a match.
What wasn't even a match?
The Finger Poke of Doom in WCW, where Kevin Nash was just poked by Hulk Hogan, and he just laid down.
Yeah.
Basically.
And 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. To me, it was just pointless. Why have something like that just for a hilarious moment?
Yeah.
And say, I think that was the same night as Mick Foley winning the world title.
Correct.
Yep.
I'd rather watch Mick Foley win the world title over the Finger Poke of Doom.
Yeah.
The Rock versus Mick Foley, Mankind. Mama, I did it. Mickey's coming home. I think he said that. I'm not sure anymore.
And say, a few years ago, they changed the Hell in Cell from a silver to red. What's your thoughts on the new red Hell in Cell?
I don't care.
Terrible.
No comment.
To me, they should have kept it as silver.
Well, Well, first of all, we talked about this, and not with Greg, but if you can read this, WWE gimmick pay-per-views. Yay.
Which I had talked to Greg about that. He's we agree they should get rid of them.
Yes.
Completely.
And say, like I said before, they should get rid of 6 pay-per-views and only have a total of 6 pay-per-views per year. Have the big 4, which would be Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series, and then 2 others. And then that's it. Then you can have a 2-month build.
Yes.
Kind of like what AEW has, where they only have like 4 or 5 pay-per-views a year.
Yes. And they're not every month.
Yeah, and it's like 3-4 months.
Yeah.
What did you think of the internet-based pay-per-views like Taboo Tuesday or Cyber Sunday?
I like them, sort of, but I'm not a real big fan of it.
Me, I think it could have been a better fit in today than it was back then. Because if you think about it, since then, the internet has grown to be a little bit bigger than what it was back then.
Yeah.
And what if it was around today?
So I think it would have been more interactive today.
Yep.
Say this one, I know Greg would have a lot to say about this. What do you think of Scott Hall's WCW and Jeff Hardy's TNA drunk incident?
Disappointed.
I was actually talking about the drunk incident to a friend at work before I quit. Like, I think Sting was pretty upset.
He was. I never seen it live, but I saw it on YouTube and stuff.
Now, I seriously have here, Greg. I think Donnie, you saw this, but I have every one of his DVDs from TNA.
Oh, Jeff Hardy.
And the drunk match isn't on here, but you know what is his Jeff Hardy versus the Icon Sting. Somewhere in here. But I seriously said, oh yeah, I finally get to watch that match, and I was disappointed that wasn't the match.
And say me, Scott Hall should have been more professional, or along with Jeff Hardy, should have been more professional and not showed up drunk.
True.
And going to the next topic, for my opinion, for referees wise, there should be more women or female referees, and the female referees should referee the female matches, and the male referee should only referee the male matches. Would both of you agree?
Absolutely right.
Yep, you see them in AEW. And let's talk about WrestleMania 34. Was this planned? John Combs' kid, was that planned?
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely stupid. So they actually approached John Cone and about that beforehand, and asked him if he would be willing to have his son do that. And of course, he approached his wife about it first. I assume.
I was just pulling for Bobby Lashley to come out.
Me, I was pulling for anybody else besides the kid. But at least you can, WWE can say that they ain't gonna have no, there ain't gonna be a younger champion than a 10-year-old kid.
True.
The youngest champion was like 24, and that was Randy Orton in 2004.
Wasn't like isn't Brock and Randy tied for the youngest champion?
Actually, Brock was a little bit older. I think he was. I think he was like 25, 26 at the time.
I seriously thought he was 22.
I'm not sure if you seen it or not, but there's a rumor of John Moxley leaving AEW to go back to WWE.
I did.
Do you think this is true? And if so, do you think he will be able to get what he wants, which is being a part-time?
Now, maybe, due to the corona, but when the corona's over, probably not.
Well, why would he come back when his wife just ended her career with WWE?
Actually, I've seen where she wants to start a family. She wants to have a kid. So therefore, she wants to end her her time with WWE because she wants to have a kid.
Oh, so she's not planning to go to AEW anytime soon?
No. I'm sure
Okay.
Gregory saying the exact same thing. She wants to start a family.
Yes, I did hear about that.
Okay, so yeah, then John Moxley would go probably back.
But the problem is with that is I seen shortly after AEW kind of got started where John was able to go or able to have his contract avoided within 1 year. He's going to and there's going to be issues with that because it's been over a year.
Yeah.
So really think about it. How is he going to get out of his contract with AEW so he can go back to a WWE?
Yeah.
And plus, if Renee and John wants to start a family, he's going to start, or he's going to be paid more through the cons than he is with the McMahons.
Sure.
So why wouldn't he want to stay with the company that is going to be paying him more money? What do you think of the WWE hacker storyline?
I really wanted that storyline to continue.
What was the storyline?
The
The
hacker.
Ah, excellent.
Say, it only did one thing. That was with Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler with Mandy Rose and Otis. But I wanted it to continue, but it doesn't look like they will anytime soon.
And I saw on Twitter from Alex Lorenzo, he said on Twitter, it looks like the Retribution storyline got dropped.
I don't think that it's going to get dropped because look what they did last night on Raw.
Yep. And they should be paying you money.
Yeah, they should. Because I think Gregory remembers that I actually posted a video like a month or two ago about the if WWE and WCW did a co-presented pay-per-view, which I named that pay-per-view Retribution.
I do remember.
That name they got from me. Where's my money?
Yeah?
Where's my money? The same thing with like Wrestling Rampage. They got with AFW. They got the name from them, but they didn't want to pay them the copyright money. They should pay the person money for the name. The problem is I can't. If I wanted to sue them over that, I had to have proof that they got the name from me. And where's the proof that that they actually got the name from me?
Yeah.
I had the proof that that I came up with the name, but because I can show them the date I posted the video, plus show them the video. But where's the proof that they actually got the name from me?
Not sure.
What do you think of Fox wanting a edgier product?
Fox doing what?
Wanting a edgier product for WWE.
Go for it.
Go for it. You already signed up for TV 14, so we can get rid of this stupid thing called PG.
Yep. But this is they actually told WWE like a year ago that they wanted a edgier product, but we haven't even seen it yet.
Well, all right, guys, I got to get to work now.
Okay, I guess we'll end that right there. You want to share your socials?
I am on Facebook, Gregory Kramer. I'm on Twitter at The Real Gregory K. I'm on YouTube, Gregory Kramer, or GK Kramer 123.
And I'm on Twitter. There is it. There we go. Patrick Porter, Facebook. I am also at Patrick Porter and Instagram. Let's see what that is because I don't remember. Patrick Porter 204.
And with me, Facebook, Donnie Langston, Twitter and Instagram at Donnie Langston 5. And I'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, you guys as well.